Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys are having a good day wherever you guys are from. And today we need to talk about the Bitcoin crash that just happened. Now, if you guys don't already know, Bitcoin fell almost 30% in less than 2 days, marking the first real pullback that we've seen in the last 9 months. Now, if you guys haven't been following Bitcoin, Bitcoin has gone from $3,000 to nearly $42,000, which it most recently rejected, which has a lot of people asking, is this the top for the bull run of Bitcoin? It has been a great 9 months, but is this the top? And so that's actually what we're going to be talking about in today's video. If that sounds interesting at all, make sure you guys stick around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this guy because we have a lot to talk about here. So again, with Bitcoin pulling back so significantly, I want to go ahead and zoom out and show you guys this was a fairly strong pullback. I mean, we fell almost to the 200 EMA on this 4-hour time scale, which is something that we haven't touched since the early part of December back in 2020. Now, we have bounced off of this 200 EMA before, but when we touched this in the past, we can very clearly see that it wasn't at the same kind of volatility as what Bitcoin is seeing up in this level. And in fact, a 30% drop in Bitcoin is not something that we have seen really since this bull run started. And if we want to look at the closest example of this, we can look down here where we got about a 17 to 18% drop. And then over here again, if we want to go ahead and measure this guy out as well, where Bitcoin saw about another 15 to 16% drop. But with this coming over and really overshadowing everything, this is a whole lot of selling pressure that has yet to been bought up. Now, in the past, we can see that there were these giant wicks on Bitcoin, which was one of the things that I talked about as a main case for Bitcoin. Again, the wicks that were in here and happening, this was a clear sign that Bitcoin was heading higher because there was just so much immediate buying pressure. Now, there is immediate buying pressure over in here, but not to the same level that we have seen before on Bitcoin. And I think that that is a little bit concerning. Now, does this mean that the bull run is over? No, absolutely not. I think it's way too early to call anything like that. But there are a little bit of warning signs that I think that we have to look at. Again, Bitcoin's up over 1,200% in less than 9 months, and now we're starting to see massive sell-offs that are yet to be even 50% bought up. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to draw something called a fib retracement tool. Now, if we can go ahead and draw this out, the way that we measure this is from top to bottom, and then we can see how much Bitcoin or any asset has retraced from here. So I want to go ahead and grab the drawing tool here, and we can see that this is the 236, this is the 382, and then we have the 50% retracement mark. And we can see that Bitcoin is just below that 50% retracement mark, not even really being able to break this before seeing resistance and rejection. And that's actually for two different reasons here. Now, the first one's going to be that 50 EMA on this 4-hour time scale. Again, I have talked about these so much in my videos very recently because they've just been so applicable. And so here we have what was formerly support, as I've talked about, now turning into resistance. And this makes perfect sense. What we really don't want to see here is the break, the hook, and then the go formation to the downside. Now, we still have the 200 EMA. It's going to be a very strong support, or it should be, but I'm a little bit nervous here at this break, the hook, and potentially further downside that Bitcoin could have. Now, this could just very much be the consolidation before a new high, and I think a lot of people are believing that, but I want to play devil's advocate here just a little bit and kind of instigate what could be a bearish scenario. Now, breaking this down a little bit further over here on the 1-hour time scale, we have our first potential death cross happening on this 1-hour time scale in almost or over a month now. Now, the last time that we saw a death cross was not with this kind of volatility. It was when things were a whole lot closer together towards the early part of December back over in here. And of course, we can see this. It was off of, a similar S scenario, but with Bitcoin not falling nearly as much. So going back up to where we are and kind of diving back into this world of volatility, we can see that Bitcoin is about to form this death cross over here on the 1-hour. This is very convenient because we have both the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA on this 1-hour chart, and then we also have the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart. So we have lots of EMAs that are being used here as resistance, and we've already started rejecting this. If we want to zoom in just a little bit more, I want to make sure that my face isn't covering this. We can already see that Bitcoin is already rejecting these areas, and it's a little bit nervous to see, but with the possible death cross, the almost double rejection from the EMAs, and not even being able to have a 50% retrace bought back up from what everyone's talking about, one of the greatest dips that we've had in the bull market so far, does make me a little bit nervous. So with that being said, guys, I want to go ahead and take a quick look at the indicators and oscillators over here. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and zoom us out to the 4-hour in the 1 day to take a quick look at these guys. Again, I know some people really like these. Some people really hate them. We look like we could have a potentially higher swing low, just barely over here on the 4-hour chart, but still Bitcoin falling nonetheless into this oversold territory. On the MACD, we do have a lot of this bearish momentum that is on this 4-hour chart. Looks like it's turning back up to the upside. This is a little bit of a lagging indicator. So Bitcoin is going back up for now. We have our oscillators starting to turn and point back up towards the upside. But again, this was some of the greatest volume that we have seen on the MACD in a very, very long time on Bitcoin. In fact, the more I zoom out, this is actually the deepest that our MACD has gotten in well over a year. So going back even into 2018, we have not seen a level of this kind of selling pressure in a very, very long time. In fact, the more we zoom out, the more devastated this kind of drop actually looks now. I think my big fear here is that we're going to have a lower, or maybe we set up for some sort of double bullish divergence. Maybe it's not a fear, but some excuse me, something that could be happening is Bitcoin goes over here, has a nice little bounce like it is doing, and then sets up for some sort of double bullish divergence and can play it in that sense. But again, that's just kind of theory throwing right there. The volume over here is another thing that we have to talk about, because we can zoom out. This is some of the greatest volume that we have seen on Bitcoin in a long, long time. I mean, with the small exception, this is the greatest volume that we've seen on Bitcoin on the sell-off that we've seen throughout the entirety of this bull market. Now, granted, there was a lot of buying pressure, there was a lot of selling pressure, there was a lot of, really everything. And if you guys don't know what I'm looking at over here, I'm looking at the volume back on this chart, and that's why I was zooming out. This is some of the greatest buying and selling pressure that we've seen on Bitcoin since it has, and probably, if not the greatest one of 2020, the greatest one of the past couple of years since the previous bull run. I mean, this was a ton of volume coming into Bitcoin, both good and bad. So things are definitely starting to pick up. I mean, this is trading like it's on leverage, but it is not on leverage. So I can only imagine what the leverage traders are like. Longs and shorts are getting liquidated left and right over here. But this is something that kind of take a step back. Look at where Bitcoin's at. Again, with Bitcoin at its current state, it's still up almost 1,000% in 9 months. So it's awesome. It's crazy. It's good for people. It's bad for others. It's a very unique scenario to see such a large asset that I believe has just recently reached a $1 trillion market cap be able to go up 1,000% in less than a year. So this thing, I would bet, is going to continue to be volatile. I can't give you guys legal, financial, or tax advice, so do not take it as that. But this is simply my opinion on the matter. There's a lot of crazy stuff that I think is going to come our way on Bitcoin. I do not think that this is the ultimate end of Bitcoin. Again, I will always say that I am long-term bearish on crypto, or I am always long-term bullish on cryptocurrency. I think it's going to play a huge part of the future, but this does run in the 4-year parabolic market cycle of the halving. This is nothing new. Whenever the halving occurs, we go on a parabolic market cycle, then we tend to fall off until the next halving. So it's been a great bull run. Is it over? Not yet, but there are some warning signs that I am looking at on Bitcoin that are starting to make me think that we could be slowing down. Now, I could be wrong. We could be looking at this from a year from now and be at $100,000, and people could say, this aged really well. It's very possible, but again, I want to play devil's advocate just a little bit and look at this chart to see what kind of potential bearishness that this could have. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did and stuck around this long, leave a comment. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Let me know why in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, and if you guys want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button, because I got a lot more content coming out here, as I do upload about 4 to 5 times a week. So hopefully you guys did enjoy, but until next time, I will see you guys in the next video.